day one. And there's a lot of bands that are playing this festival that were also there since day one, and a lot of bands that never played the Cat House. And for people that don't know, in 1986, when we were only 9 years old, Tammy and I opened up the Cat House, which was a great rock and roll dance club. That the rule was we had no bands play, and then this band Guns N' Roses wanted to play, and Faster Pussycat, and LA Guns, everybody wanted to play. And if you saw the movie In the Metal Years, the cliche of it being about raunch and roll and sleaze and debauchery and us going there to meet girls and get free drinks, that honestly was why it started. We had no idea that it would take off to be what it did, but obviously it ended up being very, very successful. And I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, and I talked to John Reese from Live Nation, saying, dude, I want to do a big Cat House show, I want to do a big Cat House show, whatever. So I gave up on rock and roll, moved to North Carolina, and then John called me, dude, let's do a Cat House show. I'm like, okay, so I partnered up with Live Nation, and we have put together what I think is a really, really cool rock show. We kept all the prices really low, and I know it's going to sound like a cliche, especially now that I guess I'm in a promoter position, but the main aspect of this whole show is for people to have fun. We've got bands from all different types of genres, from bands that sold millions of records, for bands that sold 10,000 records. No, I think every band sold more than that. But bands that were just really important for the Cat House. I'm very proud of the lineup that we had. I'm very excited to see what Gilby's gonna put together for the All-Star Jam. A lot of the bands I hadn't seen for a while. When I show up here and I see, you know, the guys in Junkyard and Little Caesar, to me it's like a homecoming to see these guys. And Black and Blue was one of the bands that played the first Cat House. And when it came to putting on Sebastian and Tom Kiefer and Extreme, it was kind of a no-brainer, because it's not about just bands that played the Cat House. It's a band that represented a rock scene. You will never hear me use that term hair metal, because I hate that term. But what we played is, all the music is different here, but we all played really cool rock and roll. The problem is trying to put this into a venue that'll fit 15,000 people and also include the sleaze and debauchery that we had at the Cat House. So we're working on that, and that's gonna be fun. You know, we've got it choppers up. Roofies is one of the things, and I didn't get the opportunity to thank all the bands that are playing it and all you people for showing up. But I could not be more excited. It feels good to be back home, because like I said, I don't live out here anymore. But I'm really, really excited. For a lot of people, it's going to be a homecoming. We had VIP packages that sold out, honestly, within 2 minutes. And they were mostly bought by people from out of state and somewhere out of the country. So I take the show myself with my ego very personally. When I see something Cat House, it represents me. I think if you go to another show and the show isn't great, you're not going to get mad at the person putting it on. I think if this show isn't great, you're going to get mad at Riki Rachtman, and if this show fucking rules, hopefully you'll be stoked. So I know a lot of us are talking, especially us three, and we're doing things to make this show really, really cool, and we really want to have a good time. And thank everybody for spreading the word on this show, and I could not be more excited. And I know a lot of people are working hard, and there's a few bands on this bill that I have never seen before. And a lot of bands that I've seen so many times. It was nice for Todd from Junkyard to hit me up for drink tickets, because I haven't been asked that for almost over a decade. So I'm really, really excited. And surprising, for the lifestyles that everybody standing up here leads, I think we look all right, considering we're old as hell. Last night we did a Battle of the Bands at the Whiskey, and one of the bands that is playing is a band called Swamp Hammer that I believe showed up at the Whiskey with a fan. And the fact is that two bands were from out of town. Oh, it's doubling on. Give me this out of town stuff. It was not a popularity contest. It was bands that I thought were really, really good. And I saw a band that I think would play the Cat House. And I'm excited that they're going to open up the main stage, and they're all here tonight. And I just thank everybody for showing up, and all the people. I really want to thank the Magliaries for letting us use the Whiskey for the Battle of the Bands, for letting the Rainbow put this billboard. So when I see pictures on the internet with Cat House and the Rainbow sign in it, it's just like, it couldn't be more perfect. Because probably most of the bands here at one point have been thrown out of the Rainbow. So it's nice that the Rainbow and Whiskey have kind of partnered up with us, and we're very, very excited. And I guess, are there any questions? Or are you going to ask some of the people?
Can you introduce some of the people that are here?
I don't know them all. So I know we got guys from The Swamp Hammer guys, Jamie from Black and Blue. I don't know if I've Nuno from Extreme, obviously. We got the guys from Junkyard over there. We've got Stevie Rochelle from Tough. We've got guys from Little Caesar. Obviously Tammy, and Tammy was my roommate when I started the Cat House. I wouldn't have the Cat House if it wasn't for Tammy, which wouldn't have led me probably to Headbangers Ball. I hate to give this guy so much fucking credit, but I owe him a real lot. Gilby Clark was there since day one and has always, at the drop of a hat, been able to play any show we put on from the time that he was just in Candy to the point that he was in Guns N' Roses. He's never let me down. So, and I have good stories with most of the bands here, and I'm sure we'll have good stories. And what I didn't tell the band is, I didn't tell any of the bands here, but I'm making a rule that there's going to be no encores, and because everybody's got such limited time on stage, forget the encore stuff. Just play rock and roll, and we're going to have the whole thing. What?
No drum solo.
No whining. No drum solo. But
Riki, from the bands to you, thank you.